What's up, you guys? Chase the Dark Sage here, and today we are back with another video. And today will be the first video in my new series on the channel called So I Tried. And I actually got this idea from my boy Anthony from Asian Mirror and from another channel I've been watching called Retro Rebound. And in this series right here, I'm gonna give you my thoughts and views on something that I'm reading either for the first time or that I'm revisiting. So in today's video, we're going over Yen Press's newer series, Oshi No Ko. Now, let me give you a very simplified version of this plot before we actually get into the video. It's a story about a doctor who idolizes the idol A, dying the day she gives birth and being reincarnated as one of the twins she gives birth to. I know that doesn't sound too interesting, but trust me, we're gonna get into it in a bit more detail without spoilers later on in this video. But before we actually get into that, make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button, and follow me on all my other social media links all in the description down below. So, let's get on with the video. So if I haven't already said it, Yen Press did send me a copy of Oshi No Ko Volume 1, so I'm super thankful for that. But just because they sent me a copy of the volume itself doesn't mean that my review is gonna be biased to actually liking it. Y'all know I gotta keep it a thou on here. But initially getting this volume, I've never heard of it. Only thing I heard about this series was people in the community speaking highly about it and getting excited when Yen Press announced they were publishing that. I didn't know what this was about, and from looking at the front cover, I thought it was about magical girls. And boy, was I wrong. Now let's take a look at the first volume itself. Oshi No Ko is published by Yen Press. This series was created, and please excuse me for mispronouncing these names already, by Aka Akasaka and Mengo Yokoyari, with the first volume containing the first 10 chapters. Now let's talk about the plot. So within the first chapter, we are introduced to our main protagonist, Goro, who is an OBGYN. If you don't know what that is, look it up, because I ain't gonna tell you. It is explained to us early on that he idolizes idols because of a patient he once had. This patient named Serena loved A, the idol on the front cover, and would dream what it would be like to be an idol or to be the son or daughter of one. Being born with inherent connections because of your parents' fame, talent, and notoriety are definitely concepts that I liked. Serena exclaims to Goro she wants to be married to him, but he has the optimistic promise of marrying her once she's 16. Remember guys, age of consent and all that is different over there than it is over here. She dies soon after because of a disease, but he keeps her dream alive of idolizing idols. One day, A announces a hiatus because she is secretly pregnant with twins. She soon meets Goro, who happens to be the doctor overseeing her pregnancy. And when A finally calls him to get his help during labor, Goro is unexpectedly killed and not able to aid A with giving birth. Now this was super unexpected because I did not know where the story was going. I haven't read or heard anything about this series until Yen Press sent it to me for review, so I kinda assumed this was an isekai. Now I don't have a problem with isekais. There's some that I like, while there are just some that kinda fall flat to me. Either way, I'm giving Oshi No Ko a clean slate because the manga community has definitely sung its praises. So eventually we learn that Serena, the patient who loved idols that died, and Goro, the doctor, were reincarnated as both of the idols' twins. But they both don't know who each other are in their baby forms. Interesting. Now, while the idol A is a 16-year-old mother, the president of the agency that manages her forces her to keep this a secret as he sees it'll ruin her career along with the agency's. Dude is kinda a scumbag, but he adds a bit of comedic relief with his logical thinking versus I's more blonde personality. So now we're in a predicament where A has to balance idol life and work while the twins have to act normal, because they somehow retain their knowledge and past memories from their past lives, but also now have a head start in life. Now there's obviously way more to this plot, but I wanted to keep it at 3 to 4 chapters because I want you guys to check this out yourselves. So in that regard, I didn't want to give up too much, but now let's actually go into the video and actually talk about the things that I liked and I disliked. Let's go. So the artwork to me is suitable. Nothing too crazy, but definitely far from being bad. Facial expressions are expressive enough to where they're not overly goofy to where I just think it's too silly. I also like the artistic choice of making A, the idol, have stars in both of her eyes while the twins have one eye with a star each. I thought that was dope. The artwork is nothing too crazy, but it's serviceable to the story. Also, the paneling is alright so far. In this volume, we're given 3 characters to actually focus on, and we got some supporting cast as well, but we're just gonna really talk about the main 3 characters. We have Goro, the doctor who was reincarnated as one of A's twins, and Serena, the patient Goro looked after but died and was also reincarnated as one of A's twins. Both of these characters are obsessed with Ai, and honestly, from this volume alone,
these characters don't show me anything special.
And then we have A, who we are probably most receptive to because of her personality. Her character wasn't the best at the start of this volume, but as it went on, I could feel her slowly growing on me. As this volume went on, we start to dive deeper into A's characters with themes of lying to impress or put on an act for others that she herself doesn't believe.
I is easily the thing I love the most after reading this one volume.
Now, I've already given you the synopsis above, but I will say, I gave you only a tip of what's to come.
Double pause.
Without getting into specifics, I found the story alright until around the chapter 8 and 9 mark.
That's when it turned up, but also when the volume ended.
This volume gave me enough content to where it made me want more.
Also, the writing is alright. For over half the volume, I was wondering where the story was going or what was the purpose because I didn't really get the hype.
The writing overall isn't bad, but it won't hook you until later on in the volume. Lastly, this volume did not make me laugh once, and yes, there are funny parts in here.
They just weren't funny. Overall, Oshi No Ko was definitely a series that was very unexpected for me.
I judged the book by its cover and that fell completely flat on my face. It does have that cute aspect that I assumed, but it definitely started peeling back some layers I didn't expect. Most of this manga volume felt aimless until you get to chapter 8 where the story beats previously established all start to make sense and come full circle.
I do anticipate buying volumes 2 and 3 because when I tell you that this right here leaves on such a cliffhanger, I gotta see what happens next.
So for an isekai to hook me this well, I'ma give Oshi No Ko Volume 1 a 7 out of 10.
You the one, yeah, you the one that's working for it. You the one that curved them for me. You the one that's searching for me.
Patreon members patiently waiting on another Nasty Man review. I know, Sam. I know. I'm sorry. I've been trying to read you. I've also been reading Still Ball Run, which if you haven't checked the channel out, Read the Room, coming out with 2 videos a week. It's tough. And we're also coming out with content on Read the Dark Sage. And we're still coming out with content on the main channel. It's a wonderful life over here. That's at least 4 videos a week. I could really do 5 if I wanted to. But I'd be tired. And we be doing streams. That's basically like 5 videos a week. Because this is like 2 hours of me and you time, guys. 5 hours of me and you time.
This type shit make you eat your heart out, so eat it up. After this bill, I'ma beat it up. You was suited up, now you suited down. When that ass move around, yeah, it's heating up. My twin flame. I can't picture you with nobody else, that slim frame. Yeah. Girl, you my Savannah, yeah, I'll be a King James. Let's get it. And you been down so long, we gon' buy nicknames. So get suited up like we courtside at the Knicks game. Yeah, you the one that's working for it. You the one that curved them for me. You the one that's searching for me. You the one that's hurting for me.